Hi boys and girls in grade 3 and 4. This week I thought I'd show you a little bit of maths. And you're going, hang on, I signed up for music, not for maths. But did you know that maths and music are very similar in a lot of ways? I'm going to show you one of the ways right now. Last week we had a look at the trumpet. On the trumpet are valves. And on the valves we've got these tubes. Remember, you push the valve to open up the tubes to different tubing, okay? So we've got this one here in the middle, and it is the smallest of the tubing. Then we've got this one at the beginning, and this one is the medium-sized tubing. The one at the back is the big tubing. Okay, we've got small, we've got medium, we've got big, and this is where the maths come involved. Did you know that the small bit of tubing is half the size of the medium bit of tubing? Half the size. That means if you had the number 1 for the small bit of tubing, the medium bit of tubing would be 2 because it'd be 1 and 1, okay? Twice the size. Did you know that the big bit of tubing is the size of the small bit of tubing and the medium bit of tubing put together? So let's say the small bit of tubing is 1, the medium bit of tubing is 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3. And there is your big bit of tubing. Now don't get confused, boys and girls. Not yet anyway. Did you know if you played an open note and wanted to make it go lower, you'd open up the tubing to the smallest one, tubing to the medium one, tubing to the big one. After the big one, which is this one right here on number 3, the only way to make it bigger is to play 2 notes at the same time. The bigger one and the smallest one will equal 3 plus 1. That equals 4. Listen. The note is going down. Let's make it bigger still. 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 equals 5. So it's getting bigger. Listen. The note is going down even more. And the only other way to make the note bigger is to push down 3 buttons at the same time. That is number 3, number 1, which is 5, and number 2, which is an extra 1 on top of that, which equals 6. Here we go. And there are all our notes on the trumpet. Easy, huh? Now speaking about maths, a couple of weeks ago we had a look at semi-breves, minims and crotchets. And you guys were doing some maths with that as well. Remember, the semi-breve is worth 4 beats. The minims are worth 2 beats and the crotchets are worth 1 beat. Okay, so you are looking at different sums to be able to make those work. I've got some more sums for you right now with those notes. Okay, for our last activity this week, I want you guys to reflect on what we've been working on this term in music. I want you to think about the orchestra. I want you to think about the families of the orchestra and the ones that we've looked at so far. We're only halfway there with our instruments, but I want you guys to write down something that you've learnt this term in music. Then I want you to think about what you have found interesting about this. Okay, so what you've learnt in music and what you have found interesting about what we've been working on in music this term. That is it, boys and girls. I will see you next week in music. Bye for now.